here is what we need to look at more. What is the Calvinist understanding of freedom? Well, before I get to that, let me give you the common sense view of freedom, which I take it most people hold, and it's the libertarian view. And here's what a libertarian says. A free action is one that is not determined by prior causes or conditions. As he makes the choice, the agent has the power to choose A and the power to choose not A. And it is up to him how he will choose. Now, I take it most of you would say, well, yeah, if I'm free about who I'm going to vote for in a presidential election, let's say, or something like that, I got to be able to choose both guys. I got to have the power to choose both. If I can only choose Obama, I have the power to choose him, but not Romney. Is that a free choice? I don't think so. Most of us would take it that freedom requires this. Now, here's what you need to get. The Calvinist doesn't agree with this view of freedom. For the Calvinist, freedom is a different matter altogether. We can call this view, and it is called, self-determinism or compatibilism. And here's what the self-determinist compatibilist holds. There is no logical inconsistency between freedom and determinism. Freedom and responsibility are compatible with total determinism. Now again, commonsensical, intuitive view would say, that can't be right. You can't be determined completely to do something, make a given choice, let's say, in such a way that you couldn't have possibly done otherwise and still be free. Calvinist, compatibilist, determinist says, yes, you can. If you understand what freedom means. You don't have to have the ability to do both A and not A. All right, so how does a Calvinist, how does a compatibilist, how does a self-determinist understand freedom? Well, here's what they will tell us. Free action has three conditions. All right, they go like this. A free act is not caused or compelled by anything external to the agent who performs it. So in the first place, if someone forces you against your will, if someone like bodily grabs you and carries you out of this hall tonight, okay, and all the time you're protesting, say, wait, I want to hear the rest of the lecture, I want to hear the rest of the lecture. You didn't leave the room freely. Okay, a free action is not one that is compelled against your wishes. All right? So it's not caused by anything external to the agent, as it would be if you were forced against your will by a simply physical force or something like that. Notice, however, it is, however, caused by something internal to the agent, namely a psychological state of affairs such as a belief, a desire, or some combination of these two. Okay? So when you make an action, you are determined to act based upon the beliefs, the desires, the internal psychological states of affairs that you're experiencing. You cannot act otherwise given those, and those things are caused by things external to you. So something external to you causes you to have the beliefs, the desires, the wishes, etc. that you have. But then once you've got those, you act out of those in such a way that you do what you want to do, given the fact that you have been caused to have those desires, thoughts, wishes, feelings, etc. You couldn't act differently. But you're still doing what you want to do because you're acting out of feelings you have, thoughts you have, wishes, desires you have. They're internal to you. You are doing what you want to do even though you can't act otherwise. Now, thirdly, I don't know if you can read this one, the agent performing the act could have done differently if he had wanted to. So they express this in terms of this kind of a counterfactual conditional. If you wanted to act differently, then you could have. But of course, you can't want to do otherwise because you've been determined to have exactly the thoughts. So if you had been determined to have different thoughts, feelings, desires, then you could have acted differently. But given the actual thoughts, feelings, desires, wishes you in fact have, you cannot act differently than you do. But it's still true that say you could have acted differently if you wanted to. All right? So the Calvinist, the compatibilist, the self-determinist says, what more do you want? You're not compelled. The only cause is internal to you, and you could do differently if you wanted to do so.